Desta was invited. Oh, we're on now. There we go.
I'm starting. It still takes a few minutes. And then I thought I would, if you and I wanted to share it to our Facebooks, now would be the time to get an audience. So.
Okay, I don't have the link. If you want to put the link in the chat, I will put it on my Facebook. Anybody else can do as well. We'll put it in the chat. The link to the event, and all the people that follow you on Facebook will be able to watch it live on YouTube. Recording in progress.
There we go.
There we go. So we're starting here. I'll start here.
Well, I know we were gonna, wait for a few more people to join. I didn't know if Bob McGuire and Alan were joining.
Well, they've got the invite. It's just basically whoever shows up.
Right.
It's like a party invite.
Shares ready?
What's that?
I said, do you have your screen shares ready?
I only have a couple. I have Janet Dorian's. She sent me a PowerPoint. I'll show that. And I got a photograph that was taken in 2013, which I'll describe. But basically, I brought the people in with all the photos. Jeff said he was coming from Chicago. You might want to remind him if he doesn't show up, because he's got an incredible collection. You gonna put the link in the chat? Have you got the link yet?
I'm just now sending it to my Facebook. Where do you want me to send it?
Just put it on the chat so that everybody can put that link on their Facebook.
Oh, well, I don't have it to copy and paste into the chat. I'm doing it from a completely different device.
So it's on your YouTube channel?
Yes, and it's now on my Facebook.
Okay, let's all go to Nicole Sackage's YouTube. Oh, I can go to your Facebook, I guess. Facebook. Tell a joke while I'm very slow at this kind of stuff. So. Holy cow! I can't even find. Well, here's your profile. Let's start maybe a little bit before we do the orb thing. Let's talk about triangles.
Oh, you want to do a sneak peek on my high strangeness?
Yeah, we need to. This is I don't see it on your Facebook page. Oh, live panel. There it is. Okay, hang on. Yeah, so tell everybody what happened. To tell about your son's message first. Oh, we got people in the waiting room. Let them in. Can I let him in? Can you let him in?
I think we both can, but here's Jeff and Alan.
Yeah, you're more savvy than me. I'm still trying to get this off your Facebook here.
I think you can just hit share.
Huh.
Or I don't know. Do you have the 3 buttons? You might even be able to go straight to your YouTube and share it.
Okay. Okay, hang on.
Hey, hi, Nicole.
Hi, Alan.
Thanks for inviting me. Hey
guys.
And I'm not sure. I was looking for my orb pictures, but
I have a few. I stole the Orb Project book pictures, so I was going to throw that up.
Yeah, that is great. I got that book out too, the Orb Project book. Yeah,
I know you have the actual copy. I was just going to screen share.
I do. I'll show you the copy. Let me find that. Where is that?
Okay, Diane is in the waiting room. I'll let her in. Diane O'Connor. I actually forgot about her, but I remembered today. She's got some good Orbs for. She's from Illinois, correct, Diane? You here, Diana? Hello.
Her audio might be connecting.
Okay. Oh, and Jeff's here. You get the Illinois. They're taking over here.
Howdy.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
Oh, the Illini.
I've been inundated by Illinois people here.
Hey, Illinois is a really large state. So maybe if 3 more of us join, we'll have it covered.
There you go. It's spread across the state there. Chicago, you're in the southern, and where's Dan? Is she here? Where's she?
I'm right in the middle. Right in the middle of Illinois. They're still like 4 or 5 hours south of me. So that's southern Illinois.
There you go.
Hi, sorry I'm late.
Hi, Diane. You're right on time.
And whereabouts are you from, Diane?
I'm by Gurnee, Illinois, so it's up by the Wisconsin border.
Oh, okay. That's a nice area. I like that.
Yeah.
Wisconsin is a very nice place.
Yep.
Okay, let's get back to the triangle here now. Have you got, hey, can you share the photo of the triangle? And if, let's talk about your son, Will, and the message he got a couple days before.
That's what
And
it
just to
was.
let people know, we wrote a book on triangles, you and I. And
Right,
now,
I guess I could get that, but just the quick version, and we made a few posts, but my son always talks like kind of in a daze before he goes to sleep. And I was tucking him in, and he was telling me about a game that him and his cousin play where there's the universe, and then there's the multiverse, and then there's the ultraverse.
Wow.
And his cousin is the creator being. And so this like made my eyebrow raise, and I was like, oh, is this a game you guys made up and you play? And he goes, no, we play it when I go to sleep. So I was like, ding, ding, ding. And then he went to sleep. So the next morning, I'm waking him up for school. And the very first thing out of his mouth, he goes, Mom, I know what's bigger than the ultraverse. And I went, what? And he goes, love. And then he just like got up and, started getting ready for school with me. And I'm going, and smiling and stuff. So the entire day goes past, and I get him to make a little video of it. And I sent that to Grant, and we had our little moment about it. And the next evening, I was sitting on my back porch, and we talk about these moments where we zone out. Well, I was looking at the trees and the blue sky, and I was thinking about that moment with Will, and I zoned out. And then I kind of came back, and I don't have to show the picture, Grant, because it's still on my wrist.
wow.
But I have a little tiny triangle
Oh.
on my wrist now, and it's flat like a freckle. Like,
yeah.
I immediately like licked it, thought it was like leftover food from the restaurant or something, but it didn't come off. Like,
Did you have missing time? Was there missing time?
I don't know, Alan. It felt like a moment. You know what I mean? Like I heard this tone, like this vanishing tone, which I had heard several times throughout the day. And yeah, so.
And the funny thing was that we had discussed this in the book. We actually have a bunch of photographs of people with triangles on their wrists. And my big joke was, well, why would they put a triangle on your wrist? Is that like a pre-abduction? Is that a propulsion symbol or whatever? And then what happened, and Chris is not here, but Chris Bledsoe posts on your post, when I put your photograph up, he posts, well, yours is, how do you put it? Yours is unofficial. It's only official when you get one of these.
Yeah.
And it has this rocket ship going up, and it's got a triangle around it, and it's metallic, as if he was given this by whoever from NASA or wherever this came from. And he's sort of like hinting, it's like, it's official. When they know, what do you say? When they know that you know it for real or something. But it has this triangle around this that he was given by somebody. And there was one medal he had been given before when this Tyler D did the briefing of President Obama.
Like it was sitting on a patch, like some sort of official NASA-ish patch.
Because he showed me that, I don't know if it's the same medal, but he showed me a medal early on, back many years ago, where the story where Tyler D goes, he asks a bunch of questions of Chris, of the lady, and he takes those to the president, and he does this briefing on this. They have this napkin from Camp David. So he showed me on his cell phone, I think we were in Maine at the time, and he shows me on his cell phone this medal. Now I'm not sure it's the same medal that he put on your posting, but I said, really, what's that? Where'd you get that for? And he said, I can't tell you. I can just tell you where it came from. And he goes to the next photograph, and it's a mailing envelope from Camp David.
Yeah, I didn't.
I don't know if this is the same one, but he's
I was
implying that
hoping
when it's a real deal, they give you this medal. It's bizarre story.
I was hoping he and Bob McGuire would join and talk some orbs with us. Bob has that awesome capture from his front porch camera of the 3 orbs forming the triangle. And so let's get it kicked off. I mean, we're already live, we're streaming. I checked the feeds. Hello, everybody on YouTube and Facebook. Welcome to our orb panel. Welcome, Alan from New Realities. We have Jeff here from Chicago. Janet, are you from Illinois as well? Were you our third Illini?
He's from Manitoba. She's in the Manitoba team.
Oh, Manitoba.
No.
Just north
That
of
was
me.
Yeah.
Diane. And then
St.
we
Clements,
have,
Manitoba.
Yeah.
we have Daryl, the longest running waiting room contestant.
Daryl Stokes.
And we
From-
have Tress
from-
joined, and Anetta. Welcome, everybody.
So just to clarify, Daryl's from Sedona still?
Yeah.
Okay. Anetta is from Macedonia, and Tress is from Scotland. So I wanted to bring in people from around the world to show them that this orb phenomena is not something the U.S. military discovered or has a hold on. There's people around the world, and most of the people here have thousands of photographs that they've taken of orbs. So that's what we wanted to sort of bring these people on. That was the idea behind. We did one orb panel a little bit earlier. We were looking at this good, bad, or indifferent. What are orbs? Why, you know, all this kind of stuff. But today I thought we'd bring in some of the people who actually take the photographs. So maybe we can go around the loop here and get people to describe their experience with orbs, how many photographs they've taken, and then what do you think is really going on? What do you think the orbs are in terms of your understanding? I see Tress is on the screen. Do you want to start, Tress?
Hi everyone. Nice to be here and join you all. Right, I can't actually see myself. I just see a blank screen.
Down at the bottom left-hand side, there's a mute button and a stop video. There should be an X through there, a red line. Click on the red line and your video will come on.
Ah.
There you go. Yeah, we
Here we
need you
are.
because you've got some of the most spectacular photographs I've ever seen. And you're a lifelong experiencer, correct?
Yes, I am. Since I was born, actually. I've got so much stories that I could tell about my life that'll be in my book, hopefully for next year. But yeah, I mean, if I can just say that I'm actually not a human being. I actually came into a human body when I was just under about a year old, and my planet is Sakruma. And I go back and forward. I have been going back and forward since I was a child, going back and forward to the planet Sakruma and meeting all my family and my people there. And I travel back and forward into Earth to awaken the people's minds about how things are going on around them and how desperate times it is now. And we need to now open our minds and come out of bubbles and realize just exactly what's going on around us. And we're sending so many beings down in different forums to link in with the people's minds, and so that they'll be awakened and then they'll awaken other people. So it's been a long time that I've been actually doing this.
And what about the orbs? How long you've been photographing orbs, and do they allow you to photograph? Do they want you to? Because you've got some pretty spectacular orb photographs, and you've got a lot of the beam photographs as well. Do they let you do this?
Yes, I had we call them, everyone calls them orbs, but we call them the energy beings, because
Okay.
they are a form of another being. And what they're doing is, the actual people of the planets don't want to come down at the moment to face people, except the ones that are actually open to what they are and how they are. So what they want to do is send other identities down around people so that they get to play with them, get used to them, get to know them. And the orb form is a being, and excuse me, also they carry other beings inside them from the planet down to mix with the humans down here. So it's actually, they're opening up the whole circle of the thoughts in people's heads to connect with these orbs. And they're very, very real, these orbs. And they're not demonic. They are not here to hurt anyone. They're not here to do anything bad, but link in with the human beings' minds so that it opens up to prepare for the people coming in the next wee while. And we're all sort of talking about that at the moment. It's getting more and more within the planets that we're all now gathering and talking about when this is going to happen, that we are actually going to bring down the people We've got 7,500 hybrid children down here at the moment that are actually walking on the planet, and they just touch the shoulders of the humans, and it changes their whole set of mindset of the way they're thinking. But the orbs are very important just now because they're actually using the orbs to come around people and to settle with them, to talk with them. My orbs, my energy beings, I have thousands of them that come around me, all different shapes, different sizes. I go out and I sing my own planet songs and talk my own language, and they will come in. If I go through a bad time where I really want to go home and I don't want to be here anymore, they will send the red ones down. I've never shown you them, but there's big red orbs, and they have someone in them, and they sit with me and they calm me down and they speak to me, and they're just all around me, these beautiful, massive, big red orbs, and they'll just be with me. And I know that they're there just to say, well, you know, you have to carry on this work. That's what you're here for. You've got so much to do. I was doing a documentary. I wasn't doing a documentary. I was getting filmed in a TV documentary just a few weeks ago. And when we were filming, the orbs were just around all the directors and the producers when I was taking the films. So they've all gone off to be used somewhere in the documentary. But I'm actually now finding that I'm having more and more people coming to me wanting to know and ask more questions, wanting answers. And I'm now quite happy, as you know me, Grant. Before I was like, oh, I can't do this. Now I'm actually in a place where I'm open and I can tell you so much that's going on. But the orbs are here in love, in peace, and to connect with people, and just to open the doors for the rest of them to come down at some point in the future.
Okay, so you've got your stuff on Facebook. We may get you to share the screen and show some of your stuff. But what name would they find you under if they're going to look on Facebook for your material? And then I'll turn it to.
If they go on to Echo Whispers Facebook group, it's a private group. I do have some stuff up there, but other people put their stuff up as well. I do have stuff up there. That's the only place I'm actually putting it at the moment. Once the documentary is out, I will be sharing that as well, so that people can get a more of a interaction with me to know what it's all about. But I must say that this is very important. This time from now, from when the virus came to 2021 to 2026 is going to be the years that are going to be very important on this earth, of the changes that are happening in nature, in the humans' minds, coming out of their bubbles and seeing more crafts. I have a craft that's above my house all the time that guards over me, which I have lots of pictures of as well. Yes. So.
Okay, thanks. Okay, let's go to Nicole, and you can introduce the next person. And
yeah, well, we've had two late guests kind of join us in the first few minutes. I'd like to say hi to my friend John McCarty, and also Grant. Our friend Janet has also joined us as well. And actually, I think Tress gave me a really good segue here, because she has been so helpful to so many people since she has kind of come forward and started sharing her story. And that, John, kind of reminded me of how you and I first met, which was you online or in social media trying to seek some sort of help for what you were experiencing in your apartment. And so if you'd like to go ahead and jump in here, I'd like to turn the floor over to you.
Sure, thanks. Well, first of all, thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I said I'd have you join all these orb people, so here we are.
That's great. So as far as the orbs, this started about a year ago from me just recording one regular orb just on my camera. I originally purchased my cameras to try to capture an abduction taking place, but instead I started getting orbs. So a couple months in, I started getting aliens in the orbs. Like it would be an orb going across, and then for a split second, it will show itself and then continue on as an orb. This happened kind of often last year, as well as maybe some human-looking figures. But the past 3 weeks, I'm capturing maybe 10 aliens per video. I'm seeing the same ones every day
Oh,
at different points in one video. Like one might be on this side, left side, then it'll appear on the right side, maybe 30 seconds later. And I'm also capturing human heads.
right.
Like the heads aren't in the orbs. I think that the heads are weird because they travel in the video as a head, but the aliens, the orb will be a regular orb, and then it'll kind of bubble a little bit, and it'll bubble and form the head perfectly, and then kind of explode into different orbs and go in different directions.
That's amazing. I've seen a lot of your footage, and you've sent me a few videos as well. Do you want to go ahead and take over the screen and share any of us
Yeah,
with?
I want to see some floating heads. Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a panel discussion. So if anybody wants to jump in and ask questions to everybody, I mean, that's what this discussion is all about. So
Maybe we should go
John, maybe
around and then we'll go,
yeah.
let's go around to everybody to introduce first, and then we'll get everybody to share screen, whoever wants to
Okay.
share screen.
Oh, okay. So that was John's introduction.
Maybe we
Hold
can go
on,
back
screen
to,
share. Grant, you take over. Introduce the next person then.
okay, I'm so happy to have Daryl Stokes on here. So let's bring on Daryl. I did an interview with him a couple of years ago. I haven't heard from him since, but he's famous for, he can take anybody's camera and he can take the photographs. And first it was Kevin from Canada introduced me and said, you should talk to this guy. And I saw some of these photos where people are actually posing at this conference, and Daryl's taking the photographs, and people are all trying to get their photograph with these orbs. It was the most amazing thing. And he's got some incredible stuff. So Daryl, talk to us a little bit about how you got involved in this. Are you still doing these orb photographs? And what do you think about orbs? What do you think they are?
I am still taking photos. It's been about 10 years now, literally since coming to Sedona, where it really, spiritual awakening, if you will, and being able to reflect back, on the photos from the past 10 years of starting out to now, and just seeing what has come about. The orbs are everywhere, beings of conscious energy. And what I've noticed is many different other beings are able to use the orbs as modes of communication, if you will, whether they be elementals or angels or star beings, but they all seem to be able to use the orbs as a conduit to communicate with us. Whether it's small ones, big ones, multicolored ones, ones where they're by themselves, ones where there are multiple groups of them, daytime, nighttime, inside, outside, and they seem to be everywhere. The Mount Shasta, Chewelah, Washington, where the Sasquatch conference was, the Buddhist monastery in China, friend's backyard, she said she had a portal back there in Florida, and they're there. So over the past 10 years, just being comfortable asking, what am I supposed to do? Which is I guess we're envoys, ambassadors, if you will, to share this information or messages with others. We're not alone. Clearly, as we're all together, we can see that we all have something quite unique that we're able to share with others, because if you're on that frequency and others are able to resonate and you're open to receive it, then you can share it with others. And of course, you're called crazy, or others don't understand it, or there's everything in the world to debunk it, whether it's lens flare or dust or whatnot. But you have so many different people getting the same thing showing up, in all these unique situations. And every single one of us is like, hey, we have a positive experience with them. And clearly, if they're wanting to communicate with us, how open are we to receiving and sharing that message? And it looks like we've noticed over the past several years that this is really amped up, for many of us. And now it seems like it looks like we're about to enter in a whole new stage Because just what, a year or so ago, they were saying that none of this is real, and now they're actually acknowledging that a lot of things that we've been saying for many, many years, they're now saying that that is confirmed to be, which, boy, isn't that confirmation and validation for many of us, that we have been seeing this for a long time, and we've been labeled crazy, or bipolar or whatnot, and yet these beings seem to have a consciousness to be able to reach out and communicate with us. Our animals are highly sensitive to them, our family members or whatnot, but you get around people and you start to get the goosebumps. You feel the shift in the temperature, you take a picture, and there it is. So it's for those who are open to it, and this was just something that called out to Sedona 10 years ago, came out here, figured why not, and boy, it has been quite an amazing journey, with this. And they definitely have a message to share, because they've been doing it for quite some time. And it feels like a lot of us have done this before, whether past life, reincarnation or whatnot, but clearly we all seem to have this ability to, communicate with them and them to communicate with us. And multiple beings, some people are very strong with star beings, others very strong with Sasquatch, others very strong with elemental, but we all seem to be able to come around like this, the round table, if you will, the council, so everyone, shows up at these particular time frames to, hey, how's it going? And it's like, you have all this information and knowledge, and then we start to put it together, and a lot of keys, a lot of codes, a lot of activations taking place. And people that were not open to it just 5 years ago have had these profound experiences now, and all it takes is for you to have that particular experience, and for someone else, to be with you and to be able to share that. So I feel that a lot more profound stuff opening up.
Beautiful. We're looking forward to seeing your stuff later on in the broadcast. But one question, and I'll turn it back to Nicole, and she can introduce somebody else. You hinted at something which I know Tress has brought up, and that is, how do you prepare yourself? You hear people talking about you need to be in a state of love. You need to open yourself up in order to film this stuff. Is that true?
Yeah, well, think about it. If someone who's open, if you're open to experiencing the unknown,
Yeah.
And with a curiosity, like, you don't want to be terrified, but you want to know that there's something else out there, and you allow yourself to be in that space of openness, of love, of joy, that frequency, they tend to communicate with that a lot more. I haven't really known of too many people that have a lot of fear that are able to have them show up, when they ask them to show up. But for those that, heck, even the elementals, love, laughter, joy, happiness, same frequency,
Wow.
the tribe, soul tribe, if you will. But if you're open to it, and you're around others that are open to it, I would imagine that you're more than likely going to have quite a remarkable experience. And that's just what I've experienced from whether, being in groups at Shasta, or at the Sasquatch conference or whatnot. But if you're around those of a like mind and that are open to see it, more than likely they're just waiting for the opportunity.
Yeah, excellent. I'll turn it back to Nicole. I just want to make one comment, and that was that the way I saw it, because you have this latest book that's come out that talks about these very negative sort of orbs. But what you have is military people, armed military people walking around. They're going to catch this thing. They're going to engage it. And it's almost like John Wheeler said, the quantum physicist, it's a participatory universe. You get what goes around comes around, what you sow, you reap. And this kind of idea, or as Bashar says, what you put out comes back to you. And it's sort of like you sort of help manifest whether you're going to get a good experience or bad experience based upon your attitude when you're engaging whatever it is we're engaging. So I'm glad to see that you sort of agree with, I think, most of the people who have very positive experiences, that if you have a positive attitude going in and you open yourself up, you don't get these negative encounters that these people are reporting.
Grant, can I just ask Daryl one question?
Yeah.
How do you feel after you have been around these orbs, after you've gone out and you've been with them, come in, how do you feel after being with them?
Nonstop happiness, like you're being tickled from the inside.
Good.
And it, because that frequency, that joy, and it just envelops you, so it's like, wow. And that you're able to share that with others, So it seems that for once it's like a recharging, if you will. It's like the heart is your power source, and a lot of people have broken hearts, and these individuals assist us in mending our broken hearts. And when the heart is fully mended, or the heart is very capable of amazing things, because love is it, love and joy. So if you're able to have those frequencies or those activations, that seems to allow you to be able to do quite a bit. But I've never felt drained or exhausted from being around them. I can share that with you. And vivid dreams, clear communication, and super strong intuition from them, because they'll ask you to come outside, or you'll get the goosebumps or the gut feeling, the tingling sensation. So they communicate in multiple ways. So I just that's what I've experienced from it.
Yeah.
You both have brought up interesting points about communication and mainstream, and you brought up feelings. And I can say from my first sighting experience which was a green fiery orb fireball, I called it for years. It truly did inspire me to be a part of this and to continuously search in this community and try to find whatever I was searching for. So I will say it has that inspiring moment. And then my sighting that I had last July or 2 Julys ago, as soon as I saw it, and I mean, I was searching the sky for it, others had eyes on it. As soon as I saw it, I dropped to my knees. It was like this, oh my God, joyous, I started laughing. And then I was like, damn it, you're here to get it on film. It was like I had to pull myself out of that moment. And I did. Then I got it on film for almost 5 minutes. And it was just amazing. I'll share that later as well. So, but our next panelist here with us is, I always want to call you Aneta or Anita, but it is Aneta. And she's joining us all the way from Macedonia. And so if she'd like to join in, please do.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Hello, Nicole.
Hello.
I'm Aneta, actually.
I had it right then. Perfect.
Perfect. I would say the same what Daryl said and John before. Exactly the same. You feel happiness, you feel joy, you feel your heart is going to go outside of happiness when you meet the orbs, So I'm filming the orbs almost maybe at 2011, 10, 12, I don't know, but I'm having a lot of pictures and videos from orbs. And they're different, different kinds. Some orbs, after all these years, I found it out that some orbs are the spirits from people. Some orbs are vehicles from the extraterrestrials, friends. Some orbs are light beings, and they're amazing. They're amazing. And they make you feel reborn, make you feel happy. After my meetings with them, with my friends, I even don't need to sleep anymore. I feel full of energy. I don't need to eat. I just feel happy, and there is no words for happiness, to express. And so I don't understand how some people will say bad orbs. Well, I was watching the last video panel that you, Grant, had, and the comments about this new book from this I forgot the name, unfortunately, this writer, this journalist, whatever.
George Knapp. Yeah.
Yeah, George Knapp. Well, for example, you go to meet a new person, a group of new people, so you go with the weapons to meet them, of course, it's absurd, it's not normal. I mean, you cannot have a different experience if you go aggressively to meet somebody which you don't know actually what you are meeting. Who are they? What is it? It's absurd. Well,
Netta, you actually bring up an interesting point, because the orb didn't actually appear to him while he was at Skinwalker Ranch. This was that hitchhiker effect. The orb came to him once he was already home. So it makes me wonder if it appeared when there wasn't the weapons around to greet them.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I think the best will be that the ordinary people, the people like we or somebody else who is pure in the heart, who is not aggressive, without of weapon and knives and so on, we go there and let's see what will happen. If you send military, if you send somebody who is saying they know everything. I mean, I don't think it's going to be, we're going to have a positive results. I mean, on this very famous ranch should go ordinary people, no military and no other. I mean,
Yeah.
Sorry for my English. I haven't spoken for a long time.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to have someone like from this panel to go on and photograph orbs there, because most of the people here would be able to produce, hundreds of photographs of these orbs, and then you would see a different side of the story.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it will be a completely different side of the story. Completely different, because it depends of your approach to the thing, to the phenomena. You go with a pure heart, without of any, I don't know, without expectation, but pure heart and love, as we all do, filming orbs and photographing orbs. And we will have, I'm quite sure, 100% sure that we're going to have positive experiences, all of us.
Beautiful. We'll come back to you for your photographs when we go for the second round. I want to introduce, we're going to come to Canada now, to just out north of Winnipeg, where I live, and Janet, who has orb parties. She actually hosts orb parties. I've been to one. Everybody brings their camera, and we have an orb festival, and then we go and put them on the big screen, and everybody sees who gets the best orb photograph. So welcome, Janet, and tell us how you got involved in this whole thing and what's going on. I missed the last orb party you had, but tell us your story. Janet, can you hear me? Hang on.
Well, I've always been interested in paranormal stuff. So, can you hear me? I'm unmuted here. Just to let you know, my internet's a little. Am I still there?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
I can see you guys.
Now we have a slight lag.
Okay.
Maybe log out and then come back in again.
Yeah, my internet.
That might fix it. We can
log
go
out and come back in.
Is Alan?
Okay, I'll try that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
Hi, Alan.
Where did Jeff go? Is Jeff still here? Jeff Lurkey?
He
Well,
is not.
Maybe we can, I've been studying orbs since like 2005. I put on an orb conference in New York, and can we start to share our screen? Because I have to leave soon. I just want to show a little history, Grant, of some early orbs.
Well,
Okay,
Alan, you were a part of our first orb
Right.
discussion that we had.
I just want to do a quick share. How do I get
Okay.
to be a co-host? And then I have to leave.
You should be able to. You should be able to. Can you
it says
share?
host disabled participant screen sharing.
Oh,
So you have
okay.
to enable. I think you have to make us co-hosts or something. Or
I'm looking too.
I think I know it's. I mean, I'm fascinated with
curious.
orbs because they are the best example that things exist beyond the material world. That we are energy ourselves. I think the universe is made of orbs.
Okay, try now.
Intelligences.
Try now.
And okay, yes. Okay, I just want to share something that's often cited as UFOs, but this picture from Nuremberg in 1500s, it's a woodcut of this orbs. I mean, you can't say it's anything else but orbs in the sky over Nuremberg, Germany in the 1500s. And people say, oh, Jung even pointed to this as an early depiction of UFOs, but they are really not UFOs. There's something else. And there's one of the pictures. Do you see that? Did your screen
Yeah,
change?
yeah, it's coming through.
These are black orbs around the same time in Nuremberg. So there seems to, some people claim like a battle between these white and black orbs. But so orbs have been with us, and visionaries, mystics have always seen these balls of light. Actually, I just saw one right now. I was talking a little, I've been seeing little purple dots appearing, especially around high energy people. So I think some doorway has been open for us, like in Ghostbusters, where or at the end of that movie where the Ark lets out all those beings, you know, the Raiders of the Lost Ark. I think the world has gone into a paranormal, which is really normal, alternate reality, and these things are just coming in and out of our dimension more than ever. So we have to somehow learn to live with them and make friends, like you're saying, and stop fearing everything and putting out negative energies, like that woman from Scotland was saying. We have to love these things because they are essentially other beings. And I think, you know, the universe is made of love. So we need to put out the highest vibration possible in order to make peace with these other levels of reality. So this is about really moving into new realities, Grant, and adjusting our mind that not everything is physical, but we are really energy. And that's essentially what we look like, those orbs, when we're out. So everyone's so concerned with the physical, but we are essentially orbs of light. I mean, that's why Daryl's an orb of light right there. And that's why he's able to make friends and all of the people here. So I think when you attune your frequency to that, they want to make themselves known. I just want to show you one more thing in this book, Beyond Photography, that came out. It came out before the Orb Project, which was the Orb Project came out in 2006. Perfect. That's not an orb I took a picture of, but that's an orb like, and there's all these patterns inside these orbs.
Yeah,
and
I'll show a video that looks like that guy.
The extension of the orbs become these like mist type forms.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like people who photograph orbs a lot, they do become. Have you had that happen to you, Daryl? The mists?
Yeah. They all have it. That's what I asked them when they show the orbs. I say, "Have you got those smoke mist things?"
Oh,
all the people on this panel have gotten the.
John is our newest, probably on the orb channel.
I just want to show you. It seems like this cat is reaching for the orb there. It's like animals, horses, and cats, more than dogs, are much more psychic and mystical. So these things are all around us, and you could show that thing we showed earlier on that first one with the morgue if you want, Grant. You have.
Oh, have I got that?
I sent it to you. Well, I could show that again if you want.
Yeah, show that. Yeah, because I've got Janet's PowerPoint.
Yeah, my friend watches she works at this place. I guess it's a crematorium, but they brought in a body, and let me see if I can find it. Sorry, I wasn't ready for this. Anyway, when they brought in this new body, all these orbs kind of fluttered around, and let me just see, where is it?
Either that, or I can link it to.
Oh yeah, come back to me in a second, and I'll find it. Yeah,
I think we have Janet back in now, if she wants to jump in.
Okay, Janet, go ahead.
I can't find her yet.
All right, here, let me see.
Have you got it now?
If she unmutes, we might be able to hear her.
I have the video of the.
Oh, you do? Yeah, show that.
Okay, let me show the video. Share screen. Share.
Now this is a friend of mine who works at this morgue. Well, she's not really a friend, but she watches the security camera, and there. That's a different one.
Hang on.
Well, I think I found it too. If you
got it, okay.
Yeah, I think
I had it and then I lost it because I'm
no
not
here. I have it. I'll just
okay. You got to share screen now.
Yeah. Okay. Let me share screen. Let me go to share screen. Share screen.
Can you imagine if we were mailing each other all this stuff, like in the snake
kidding.
mail style,
Okay,
like
optimize. Okay.
I
Now
was in that.
this is okay. This is it. You see that on your screen. So she just happened to notice on the security camera that there was this flurry when this new body was brought in. So here it is. This is right after this body was dropped off. It wasn't like this a second ago. These are not dust particles. These are, I don't know. They seem to have purpose with their direction.
Like a
mhm.
welcoming ceremony.
Yeah, exactly. So she just happened to take a look at this and say that's strange, and she was able to download a copy. It's like most orbs; they seem to come and go out of space, out of hyperdimensional space. So
Sounds like you have homework, Alan. You could maybe seek out footage from crematorium.
well, that's not my favorite thing to do, Nicole.
I know, but you have
I
somebody.
think there's other places like James Gilliland. If you go up to his place, have you been up there? He has a camera that captures these orbs right out in the field in front of the Mount Adams there. Have you
Right.
guys been there to East City Ranch?
We showed some photographs. One of the orb people had photographs from there.
He has
He's not on
some
this broadcast, but yeah, I've seen the photo. I've been there.
he has some great videos there, James Gilliland. I
Yeah.
recommend getting him on the show. So anyway, I think this is our doorway to other dimensions and to a higher spirituality. So, I think,
We haven't thrown that out there.
put your digital camera on your altar as the
A lot of
doorway.
people refer to orbs as portals, and
Yes.
that's what we've been saying. You can travel through them and all this, but let's cut to the chase.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
portals. I don't know,
Yeah.
or they're associated with it somehow. They
they're-
spin, you know.
But those Nuremberg pictures show this is there's a history, and
Right.
we just
I
gotta-
also think back to like Renaissance artwork where
Yeah.
like there's that classic depiction of the Christ who looks very feminine and he's holding the orb, and there's the 3 dotted triangle in the orb, and there's the symbolism of right hands and left hands, and whether
Yeah.
you see faces in it or beings coming out, like there's this whole gamut, which is so beautiful.
That's what I'll just step in. That's what the beings from London told me. We can, if you want us to be ETs, we can be ETs. We can take you to our planet. But no, we've always been here. You're the visitor. And it's this idea. And Nancy Tremaine's being said the same thing. We are not alien to here or anywhere else. We've always been here. It's this idea that it's all one thing, and you're tapping into it.
Right. Nicole, I just want to show you one more thing that this woman from Iran showed me after she had this abduction dream. You see the 3 triangles there
There
in her
you
head?
go.
That's so familiar now at this point, like that 3 dot mark.
Okay, so Alan, what do you think? What do you think's going on? Like, why are you putting triangles on people's wrists?
Well, I think it's a way. I don't totally agree with just saying, "Hey, I'm there." I think it's some kind of etheric implant, but not a negative thing. I think we're kind of not being tracked, but we're kind of being awakened. It's like a symbol, so we know we're connected. It's like an insignia.
It's so now we know that you know that it's like that reminder type of thing, like, so you can't deny it anymore.
I mean, I know what you're saying. Yeah, it's true. But Grant says it's like if you just had a dream and you didn't have a mark, you wouldn't know anything happened. But I think it's also the fact that we can count on that somehow we know we're connected now to something greater. So, I mean, that's
what I said to,
Right.
what I said to Nicole. We did the book on triangles. Then she got the triangle. So now I said she's a Sky Pilot Triangle Club. She's in the Sky Pilot Triangle Club.
If you say that, and I think of it as an affirmation, as they're like happy with my part that I played, like that's it. Like,
Yeah.
you did good, kid. Like,
There you go. Let's go to Janet. She's back here. Let's talk to her, see if her camera's working.
Janet, she was there.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, my world internet.
Wait,
I'm here. Can
yeah.
you hear me?
You're sort of here.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah,
she could just share the screen without the camera.
Electronics, sorry.
Try without the camera. Oh, she's left again. I've got her PowerPoint, so I can show her.
Can
12
you hear me
slides.
now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. So keep the camera off. And
Okay,
go ahead.
better?
Yep.
Yeah. So I've had some paranormal stuff quite a lot of my life, just enough to keep you interested in looking about what's the next thing, you know, for past life stuff, but always interesting stuff. So it was interesting that I first saw the orbs when we went to Sedona. So Sedona figures into this, and in 2016 we did a night watch with Tom Dongo, and that's the other ranch, and he's wrote a book about it, Bradshaw Ranch. And so the place we went to look for orbs was sort of just over the hill from Bradshaw Ranch. So there's a lot of paranormal in that area. And so Tom Dongo took these pictures, and I was just amazed. And he said, even for us, that there was quite a lot of orbs in our pictures. So went home, and it took me almost a year later to figure out, you know, whose orbs were those? Were those his orbs and his spot, or did we have some in our land too? And so I went out and started taking pictures, and there was a few there, and the orbs developed. And then finally, so then one night I watch a lot of Grant's stuff, and then Grant, you were speaking at the Experiencer group in Winnipeg, and we came in to do that, so I could talk to you about the orbs. So they've really developed. It's wonderful, and I agree that it makes you feel loving and warm. And when you go out with to shoot orbs, you just have that kind and loving heart, and they're always there. So Grant, you're mentioning about the orb parties. I've had you and Dest out a couple of times, and a few people out, but they're always here to take pictures. The orbs always show up. So you know what? It's great fun. And when I come back in from shooting orbs, I'm always got a lot of energy, and you can't go to sleep for an hour. It's just takes you a while to unwind. It feels like you've been recharged, and it's really great. So I can't even understand why they think they're negative, but of course, if you show up with guns, who's going to get a good reception, right? It's not the Department of Love and Light. They show up for, you know. So that's kind of my experience. And even when you came out, Grant, and we took pictures, we had a lot of words in those pictures.
Yeah, and we did get Tress mentions your authority. You read all the books. When Tress, you recognize when Tress talked about the giant reds, or what do they call them? What are they called?
Yeah, they're the giant reds. And
giant
I found
reds,
that, yeah, Klaus Heinemann's book is like it's excellent, and I think you showed that there, Alan. It categorizes stuff so well. It explains stuff so well, like a physicist would, right? About the filters on cameras and that, and it explained it from a scientific. Yeah, that's just the most excellent book. If anybody can get their hands on that, I would just really recommend it.
And when we did we were at your place there, I remember Desta got one of the giant reds, and I went, oh, there's one of the giant reds. You got one of the giant reds. It's kind of weird where you hear about it, and then suddenly someone's got it on their one of their camera photographs. It was just bizarre.
Yeah, and I think it's intent, like everybody else. You know, you keep an open mind. You make new friends when you keep an open mind, right? And I think really that's what it is. It's like I've said before, you don't build an ocean and put in one fish. We're not the only thing here. You don't build a jungle and put in one animal, right?
Yeah.
So, you know.
Okay, so let's maybe go to photographs. Where do you want to start, Nicole? Because we're gonna show people now, and just a point on Alan's the first one. What people will notice in a lot of these, especially the videos with Alan's video in the crematorium, the particles are all going in different ways, which would mean it's pretty hard to claim that's dust if they're all going in 4 different directions, up, down, left, right. And it's pretty hard to say if it's dust, they should all be going in the same direction.
Right.
So let's go to some photographs now. People are waiting to see.
That's what I was going to do. Hang on. How do I
you
get to
going-
my file?
Are you going to start by showing photographs? I've got Janet's photos, and we definitely have to
Oh
see
yeah,
some
go ahead. You
photographs.
can start.
All right, Grant, Nicole, everyone, I got to go, but I'll be looking at this online. Thank you for inviting me. We'll do more of these.
Okay, thanks for coming.
Sure, of
Thank
course.
you.
Okay,
Nice
talk
to
to you
meet
soon.
you.
Thanks.
Bye, Alan.
Okay, let's see. So let's, if we're going, everybody get your photographs ready. This is Janet's photos. You can sort of go through them, Janet.
Okay, so the first screen there is just all the different, oh, back up one, Grant. There we go. That screen is just all the different types of orbs you get. So like everybody else, we started mostly with the one on the lower right. You see a lot of those with the Mandela effect on the inside. And then over different shoots, you see a lot of different stuff. So there's the ones with that look like the bowling ball or the eyes there. The red zippy one, those are always fun. We don't have too many pictures of those, but those are amazing. The one thing Klaus Heinemann says is, of course, if your shutter is 1/60th of a second, your flash is it's either 1/1000th or 1/10,000th of a second. So if you're getting movement, like in the middle picture there, those items or orbs are moving at over 200 miles an hour. So it's not just your hand jiggling. The one on the right, I find really interesting because it looks like the top's coming off. The one in the top right corner almost looks like a jellyfish or something. The one in the center, of course, is the beams. You can see some of the circles inside. Lots of people get those. And the one on the far left is like a cluster. So you never know what you're going to come home with after you go out for a shoot. It's always interesting.
Okay. This is the mist. People were asking about the mist. So this is the mist.
Yeah, so, and I've got another. So this to me tells that there's intent. So when I go out, I do metal work. I'm a metal artist, and I've always wanted to do something in orbs. So you'll see the date on these two top ones. I was out walking and I took this beautiful mist and I'm looking at it in the camera and I'm saying to myself or whoever's out there, it's beautiful, but I need more definition to do a sculpture. So I walk down the road, I come back. The top right is the second picture I took with way more definition in it. And that's exactly what I needed. And I said that. So when I came home from that walk, I sat down and started with the pencil and everything just came to me at once, how to do the layers in the sculpture. And I just sketched, I got all this out of my brain in about 20 minutes because you're just buzzed. And then on the right-hand side was the sculpture I ended up making representing the orb. So it's big, it's about 2 big 3-foot panels. So
Wow.
That's from the artistic point of view, so.
That is
fun.
very inspiring dust. I mean, for you to ask it to be more detailed for you, I find that amazing.
She does metal Sasquatches as well. Desta was buying a couple of those.
Oh,
So this is a mist I went back through and you can see in the top left, there's some red mist there. That's very interesting. It could be the big red giants. The middle top is you can see it's faint, but there's a lot of green mist up there. The one on the far right is all different kinds of mist and it almost, who knows, it could be a portal in the middle, but there's that center dot. The one on the bottom left is just chock full of colors. And I think that might have been one of Desta's pictures, Grant, when it came out. Remember, she got the pictures with the wonderful colors in it?
Yeah, she was getting a lot of colors, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a wonderful example of that. The one in the middle, of course, is just interesting because it's so abrupt from where the mist starts and stops. And it's very granular. And the one on the far right is that same evening. And so you can see how defined the lines are on it. So that's what makes the mist so interesting. There's so many different forms of it.
Yeah,
so.
And yours is much more granular. If you see Daryl Stokes's mist, his is more like a ghosty type mist. Yours, I remember the one person you even countered was that, oh, they took salt, they took sugar and they pasted it onto a piece of glass and filmed through it. And I go, you really believe that? It's like, come on.
Can I just come in on that
Yeah, go
last
ahead.
picture there, the one on the right, the one on the right here, that's 3 beings you've got there standing watching you.
Is it?
That's three beings, yes. If
Oh.
you look at them closely, they're dark, they're black eyes. They've got black eyes, and then two of them are
Oh,
looking
wow.
down towards the ground, and then you've got one that's a bit higher at the back with the dark eyes
Yeah.
looking towards the other two. That's three beings.
There you go.
Wow. See, it's all in the eye. So this is a funny story. This was a night, there was a horrendous thunderstorm, and I'm watching it out the sunroom in the front with the window open. And there's this huge crack of thunder, and lightning hit a tree in about 100 meters back on our property. And so, yeah, I was kind of freaking out. And Miles, we were talking about what to do. So there's the tree burning in the middle. So you see over to the left, you'll see energy coming up. Just the big orb, if you go down to the left a bit, Grant, yep, there's an arrow, yep, you'll see right up over here in the.
Oh, here.
You'll see the energy is going up. And then Miles went over to the right, and he's really good for going in and blowing all these ones up and looking at them very closely. And that's almost looks like a guy in a craft. I mean, you can see what you want to see out of it, but when you blow up that dot, that's what you see. And it was funny, I was watching a Greer advertisement for some of his stuff, and he has one exactly like that. It popped up on the screen as pictures of his beings, and I go, that's our being, same one.
Wow.
On one of Greer's, so that's interesting. So the next slide was, when we put some group people out. So the top left was when Grant and Dessa and Mark came out. We had a lot of fun that evening shooting. The one on the right-hand side was when Rob Freeman and Wendy and Mark McNabb came out. That was that shoot with Grant putting your arms up there.
Yeah.
And also on that shoot on the bottom left, there's Mark with that beautiful bright orb above him. And then you'll notice the time signature on that. It's 21:57. The second picture on the right-hand side is also 21:57. So that's within a minute. He stepped off the road and stepped down there. I took another picture, and he's just got all these beautiful orbs around him.
Wow.
So I really love that picture.
Yeah. And he runs the big Winnipeg group now, Mark, and a couple of people help him.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was fun. This is my all-time favorite. It sparkles and it glitters, and it's this mist. I took it in February. There was a lot of different mist shots that night, and I don't know what everybody says about the moisture, but I can go out in the winter and get nothing. So it's not my breath, because I triple mask and be careful of that. But when I saw this one, it just brought tears to my eyes. It is so beautiful, and this is what Klaus Heinemann calls a veil. And it just looks like beautiful fabric, but all the colors in it. So if you were to zoom in on that, you'll see all these tiny, tiny dots of energy, and they're going all in different directions if you really zoomed it up. But anyways, I think that's just beautiful. And the last one, Grant, I was just kind of teasing you the last slide there, because you said you had a hard time getting orbs on your camera, but they are around you.
Yeah, that's the one between the bottom left is between Dessa and I was floored by that one. When you blow that thing up, it's this giant orb right in between us. And then the one on the top right was kind of funny because it looks like I'm filming the orb.
I like the bottom right. It looks like they're following you.
Yeah, everybody wants to yell in that picture. It's like the horror story. Turn around, Grant. They're right behind you.
Yeah, we had 4 people walking around with cameras all shooting in the same direction, and we went out there for about maybe an hour with 4 different cameras and comparing photos. It was quite inspiring, and hopefully we'll have another, because you host orb parties. You have a big 5-acre place out north of the city, and it's got to do with Aboriginal land. It's some sort of sacred land, so we have a connection there as well.
Yeah. So anyways, I like to bring people out that are open-minded and they enjoy it. And you know what? It's the same as the CE5. You get the people that are like-minded together. Stuff happens, so that's my story.
Beautiful. Let me see if I've got, is this the photograph? Yeah, I just want to show this one before we go. We'll go to somebody else. This is one that was taken in 2013. I just photographed it from the actual photograph from my camera just before we started. This little girl here I think she was 9 years old. She wrote a book on UFOs. She had an experience, and she wrote a book on UFOs, and Paula Harris actually helped her publish the book. So I gave her one of my books, and I don't know where she's gone since. She was only 9 at the time, but you can see this is a C5 event in Florida, at Sebring, Florida, and Stan Romanek was there, and it was a pretty active place. So this is just one of the orb photographs I've got. I'll turn it back to Nicole, and she can bring in maybe John to show his photographs.
Yeah, and just to give you a little intro with John, I know, well, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but when this first started happening to you, it took you off guard and you were a little freaked out, I think. And what I really loved about like seeing this kind of unfold for you is that you actually took like these crazy steps of like sealing off your apartment, like cleaning it, like taping everything shut, like vents. And so I'll let you start sharing some of your footage. So you've been on this path. I know you're probably the youngest on our panel, I think, or the youngest introduced to orbs. So I've liked following your journey.
I've only been recording orbs for a year.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, I kept hearing is dust. You know, it's a reflection.
Our naysayer in the discussion on YouTube has already bailed. He couldn't take it anymore. He left before the footage. So sorry.
To give you guys an idea of what's going on now. So I've been doing this for a year, and I've been getting a lot of footage, real good footage. So in my circumstance, in my apartment from 4:30 a.m. to 7 a.m., just in that window is orbs every morning, like clockwork for a year. And now I'm getting mostly aliens in the orbs. I actually purchased a few months ago a HEPA filter. That's it's big enough to clear out a room twice my size. It's constantly running, it's constantly filtering. I'm always dusting. I'm trying to keep the living room pristine.
Right.
It's hard to believe it if you're not really here witnessing it. I can understand, but dust doesn't fly anymore, So, I hit share screen. Is that how I do this?
Yep. Down at the bottom. We might have to give you permission or something, but all
okay.
right.
Am I up?
Yep.
All right, so I'm just going to share a quick video of basically every morning. You see it's 5 o'clock, the timestamp in the morning. So I sleep on my couch, and as soon as I wake up to get ready for work, this happens every single morning. And you can see some of these, they're moving faster recently as well, but when I slow these down.
Hold on, it didn't open up for me.
Oh, it's not playing?
Yeah. Does everybody else see it? I can see your thumbnails, but the video didn't open.
Let me try that again. Still nothing?
No, did it maybe go behind the screen? You know what I mean? Like I can't see the tab.
Oh, interesting.
It's always something.
I'm not the best at this either.
I'm not either. We'll see if mine works.
How else can I do this?
I don't know, maybe we can just try one of the.
Let me stop screen sharing for a second, and I'll try to get at this again. So.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, like I said, this is a video when me after I wake up to go to work. Now, if I stay on my couch and don't move, there's no orbs. It happens immediately after I walk out of the room, like clockwork. It's pretty amazing. So to the right of my couch, that's my filter on the table there, and I have some screenshots of this video, but it's basically just a few here and there.
Yeah.
It's steady, but it's more human faces and aliens more than just regular orbs, which is crazy. I don't get it, especially the past 3 weeks. Like this video is 8 minutes long, and I found 6 aliens and 4 different types of human faces.
Right.
So it would
Do
be
you recognize any of the human faces ever? Like, do you think your loved ones, or is it just random?
nobody I recognize, but I'm starting to get the same faces in different videos.
Ah,
So let me all right, so this is like the first picture that really got my attention. I
Yeah.
put alien gray spirit because at the time I had no idea what was going on. I thought it was like an alien ghost. I had no way to explain it. It's a little grainy. I've recently upgraded my cameras, which helped a lot.
right.
So this one here, to me, looks like a face of like the devil or a demon or something. It has like a horn. I don't know. Can you guys see that clearly? Do you need me to zoom in a little more?
It's zoomed. I don't know. I just always, see, like I see something even smaller.
Like the
But
head's like right here. You can see
yeah.
my mouse cursor, and the eyes and the horn and the nose. It
And
even has
these
like
are
a
all
little
stills.
frown.
I think I did see this video where it like bloop, 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 and like goes
So
across.
all these figures are all orbs, but for one frame of the video, they just show themselves.
Right.
I have to watch the videos at 1/10 speed to even find this stuff. So like an 8-minute video could take me 4 hours to look through.
Like a
That
little
one scared me a little bit when I saw that. Let's see, go to the side. So here's one of the alien faces I was saying. This guy over here on the left.
Yeah.
I see this maybe 3 or 4 times every morning the past 3 weeks in different spots. It's sometimes it's at a different angle, the way where it's looking, but for the most part, everything's looking right at the camera.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty pretty crazy.
Now, do you ever, I know a long time ago, I suggested to you like talking to him or speaking to him and see if there's any kind of interaction. Have you got an opportunity to do that?
And I haven't made it that far yet.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous about that.
Right.
You
Yeah, it's
know,
okay. I think we're all nervous at first when we try to figure this out and interact with it.
Now here's something. This is from last week. Like right here, there's like you can see like a face. This
Yeah.
is more of a human face. Something like right by the tree or this plant, and then this looks kind of like a reptilian face to me, but I don't know if other people would see it that way. But to me, it looks kind of something like that. But
Right.
I'm not 100% sure about that one. But the one at the bottom, that's clearly a face. You can see even like the line under the lips, like the mouth and like the
Yeah.
nostrils is pretty clear.
Looks like a lady, a young woman.
And then the next frame, the head exploded into 3 different orbs and went in 3 different directions. It's pretty amazing. Let's see what else I got here. Here's one of this is zoomed in here of like a woman's face.
Yep. And you have that misty effect there. I see. That's what I was going to ask you before earlier is I know you were getting the orbs. Have you started to get the mist?
Not really. Not that I've noticed. No.
Get ready. Get ready. I see Daryl smiling.
It's coming.
These human heads have like the mist behind it. And it's weird how they travel. It's I don't know. And the fact that it happens within the same 2 hours every single day.
Right.
Like right now, I'm working on having a paranormal investigation team that was here before. They're just going to set up shop in my apartment for like 6 months. I told them they can just have it.
Oh,
Just keep your equipment recording for weeks and weeks and weeks, you know. And
right.
we're here before for a night, and they got like a thermal picture of something, a being, and they got a couple recordings.
Oh, wow. That'll be nice.
I would like to see if someone had 6 months to invest in just investigating here. And here's another one of a woman's face in the upper left corner.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is an every morning thing. You know, I don't record every morning because it's just too exhausting. It's
Right.
just too much. So I might do it like 2 or 3 times a week, but like I said, for a whole entire year, from 4:30 a.m. to 7 a.m., 100% every time I record, never fails.
It is good to take a break. I know all of us have probably become obsessive at some points in our search in this community, but
And I also get concerned because maybe I think I'm looking too much into them and trying to find something that's not there sometimes. But like most of the stuff I share is pretty clear.
I think we all have those moments, but that's a part of it, you know.
Like also, like I can
It'll
tell.
pester you if you get too negative on yourself. That's when it like comes in and is like, oh yeah, blah, deal with that now. So
All this going on, plus like I guess I'll call it poltergeist activity, like doors kicking open.
mhm.
I hear my name being spoken. Glasses falling off the counter. Like Daryl said, like the intuition when you get the goosebumps and your hair stands up and like
Mhm.
you know something's there, but you can't see it. Like that happens all the time. Like I just like take a gasp for air, like all of a sudden I'm on high alert. I'm like, I know something's about to go down, but
I think that's important to mention because in the Skinwalkers at the Pentagon book, they talk as well about the fact that they have this poltergeist type activity,
Exactly.
and they make it look like this is something new. Well, everybody who's in this field knows that all this stuff comes with it and it follows you around. And so I'm glad you have that, but you didn't have any orbs dive bombing you in bed and injuring you and stuff like that. It's is it basically a positive experience, even though you have this weird hitchhiker stuff where it's following you around?
I had an incident once where something exploded. Like it felt like something exploded in the corner of my eye, and a
Yeah.
bright white light shot out, and my head went flying back, and I screamed because it came out of nowhere, and like my eyeball was actually burnt, and I heard the popping sound, like someone threw a firecracker directly at my eyeball, and my eye burned for a couple of days, and that was probably the only time I can say I got injured, besides waking up with like scoop marks and stuff like that. But
Interesting.
that's a whole different story.
Wow. Yeah. We'll hear that story sometime, John. I want to take notes on that one.
Well, activity here is at its peak since the past year. So it's been because I've never got these kind of faces before, like this female. And what's
Right.
funny is the paranormal investigators had a sense that there was two female spirits in my apartment. And
Mm.
then like 3 weeks after they left, I started getting these female images on my camera.
Oh. Well, Daryl, since you're smiling so much, I think you get to screen share next. And
I
thank
think
you.
we should go. I think we should go first to Europe.
Oh,
Because
okay.
Europe it's midnight there. I mean 11 o'clock midnight.
You're
So let's
right.
go there and then we'll go to Daryl because Daryl's like well all these next ones are pretty wild things. Daryl's if you see some of Daryl's stuff you just go like I can't, that's unbelievable. But let's go to maybe Macedonia as the farthest east, the latest time. So Annetta, let's see some of
Yes.
your stuff.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
share screen.
here. Yeah, I did it. Do
Good,
you
yeah.
see me? Yeah.
Can you share screen on the bottom, the green button there? Click on it
Yeah.
and your screen will come up.
I'm doing it, but nothing is happening. But I think I have. Do you see something?
Not yet. You clicked on the share button on the bottom.
Well, I did it a few times. Just a second. It's not doing anything.
Oh, that's weird.
It's weird. Yes. Just share.
Oh,
Do
here
you
it
see
comes. Here you
something?
come. Yeah, now we've
Uh-huh.
got your screen. Now we got your screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to about to share you a short video I've done in my my sleeping room. It's a few nights back. Due to the technical problems I've got today, I couldn't make more pictures from this video, but I have some pictures from previous videos from the same room. And
Okay.
so this is my room, and I'm going in bed, and the orbs are dancing with me. It's beautiful. Yes.
Wow.
They're coming from all directions.
Mhm.
And sometimes they are faster, sometimes they move slowly.
Well, what is your state of mind at this time? Are you excited? I mean, does it get like when you get excited or feel more love, does it increase? Is there a way? Because I've seen some of the ones you've got, and this is like it's like a bubble machine. I mean, it's just like huge numbers compared.
Yes. Well, since I have orbs as my friends, I'm all the time, almost all the time happy. I'm all the time happy, and they are in the house and outside in the garden, and I just can't go in bed not putting the camera and filming the orbs because I know they're all around me and I feel happy. I feel happy all the time. I guess I have with the time having them as my friends got this maybe higher vibration of love, of happiness, of unity, love and unity. And then when you feel that way, you don't have to speak to them. I mean, it's okay if you speak to them, but they register our frequency. And the love is a bit higher frequency than some other kind of emotions. And it is like, magnet, and they're coming.
Yeah, I was going to say you're like an orb magnet.
Yes. Yes, we have orbs and UFOs and aliens and
And you do a lot of filming
everything.
outside as well. This is your bedroom, but you have a lot outside that you
A
photograph
lot.
in the
Yes,
sky.
a lot. And it's not, whenever I go, I feel that way and I have these orbs around me. It's no, you don't have to be, I don't know, in some special or some place, just that place. If you feel that way, you have them all around you. Now I'm going to show you some pictures. Some are from this, some are from this video. You can
And then
see
you have
this.
to, if you can pull up the mist and the beam photographs that you've got. You've got a couple of beam and mist photographs.
Yes, I think I have it, but as I said before, I have difficulties to make these pictures. This is another one.
Wow.
With the face in it here.
What kind of faces do you think you're seeing? Because people will describe beings, ET beings and dead people. Have you had some experiences with dead people, didn't you? Didn't you have some encounters?
Yes, I have just one picture with of my dead mother in the orb. Okay. And I know from experience that at some point, first when the people die, when the person is dying, the energy is kind of a mist, and then they transform in an orb. Wow. I've got these experiences in 2 occasions to see them during 2 funerals. I saw it was like, the body, but it's not shaped, but like a mist and white. And after that, I asked them to leave and to go to the light, and they transformed them in orbs. Wow. And they went away. But mostly of my experience in the orbs, I have ET friends from different races. Okay. Some of them are small, some are tall. And and
you have the one we should note that you and I did a couple of podcasts or a couple of YouTube videos where you actually show you had the being right like within a couple of feet of you that you were filming.
So. My friend. Yeah, he came in the orb. He came in an orb and went with an orb. So it was like this one. The orb from the being was like this one, but much bigger, bigger. And so let me go.
And that's the edge of your house there, right?
Yes, outside. Yes, outside in the garden.
And you film almost every night, right? You're out there
every night.
Probably
every
about
night.
This time of night, we're cutting into your orb filming time. This is about when you film.
No, we'll go later. This one is very interesting too. They are with different colors. When I feel the ecstasy of love, I find it out. I have this color of orbs, mostly. these
Wow.
violet orbs. It's good.
Violet, just for people who don't, if you read the Michael Newton stuff, it's the highest level in the spirit world, violet.
Oh, that's great. I
That's a
didn't know
good
that.
sign. It's a good sign.
And here
That's good
I've
sign. Yes.
taking my notes, like it seems like people associate red with comfort, blue with happiness, and now I have violet with the ecstasy of love.
Ecstasy
That's
of love. Yes.
quote.
Wow, there's a huge one. Wow.
This one is huge. Yes. This one it's got 3 persons inside. You know, this one here and here and here, someone. And let me see.
Any messages you think that you're getting from them in terms of what they want you to tell the world?
To the world, they want to tell that the love unites everybody here and there and everywhere. You know, it's not a specific message that I have in words, but I have in feelings. You
You're
know,
talking to the same people that Nicole's son is talking to.
Yeah.
Love is the answer.
Love is the answer to unity, to everything. I just let me. Okay, I have. I in any case, I said okay. I will put this one. You know, I told you and I showed you. It's I put it because it's also an orb, but this is travel and so how it calls watching vehicle, if I may say.
Oh
But
yeah,
the
I remember
friends
this one. Yeah,
here,
this is interesting.
you remember?
Yeah, this is
Yes.
interesting. You filmed this
And-
for quite a while. You showed me the
Yeah,
whole video.
7 minutes, but I wanted to repeat it to show to the rest of the people here. Maybe they have maybe the same or maybe something like this.
Yeah. That's pretty
And
close to you. The roof is pretty close to you there.
yes, it was very close. And this thing was watching me and I was watching the thing and filming. And I don't want to keep more time here. So I will, okay.
That's
So,
amazing.
yes, thank you, John. In the pictures, I took a few pictures from this film, from this video. And I found it out that in one, there was an alien with a small head.
Okay.
And in the next one, picture of the same video, there was a triangle. I don't know what it was, but obviously these orbs are not just changing forms, but changing the things that is inside.
Wow.
You know, it's a mystery for us. We still have to grow up and
But
to
it's
learn.
an interesting mystery. It's like watching a new movie every night.
Yeah. So this one here is one of the picture of this video. And here, I don't know, is an alien or triangle. Oh, I don't know what it is.
Or a ship or something else, like a little
A
ship
ship
inside
or
the smoke.
something. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes. I was. It was watching me. I was watching it. I was filming, and as I was moving my telephone, my camera, it was moving at the
Wow.
same time, the same direction. And here is a still video from the same thing. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I have got these technical difficulties
That's
to
okay. No.
put more pictures, you know, but it's very interesting. You see the same orb, but it's changing color,
Oh,
you know,
wow. Wow.
and it doesn't mean that we, for example, here is white, yellow, or something like that.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we saw it. Yes, here you can see it better. The inner
Yeah.
structure, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Fascinating.
I have a quick question, if you
Yes.
don't mind.
Yes.
I'm noticing everybody's footage is in color. I'm not
Mhm.
able to pick up anything on my cameras unless it's in night vision.
Oh yeah, I have in a night vision too, but I said I've got these technical difficulties that I couldn't put it here, but I have in a night vision orbs and also UFOs.
You
To
might ask John.
yeah,
In
One
color.
of, one of the things I would bring up is that Desta had that. Desta just started when Janet was getting photographs. Then Desta would bring out her camera, and Desta brought out these old point and shoot cameras. And the first couple of weeks she was photographing, she had just sort of black and white stuff, and then the color started to come later.
Ah,
I haven't seen the
Mm.
colors yet. I guess that's my next step.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I will try to find here maybe some that I have from the Orbs in night in infrared camera, but it's very difficult. No, I don't think this was. No, this was a UFO or something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
I have to check it out. It's just for John to show, but I'm not quite sure what it was. No, this is all in night vision, infrared camera, pictures and videos I have. I put a new one today on my YouTube channel too.
Wow.
No, this is not. This is a UFO. That too.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of stuff. You're getting a whole spectrum of. But how many
Yeah.
photographs would you say you have? 10,000, 20,000?
10 more than 10,000. This is nice, John, for you for for good nights. This is a UFO I've got
Wow.
a few weeks ago. It's in infrared, a night vision camera.
Wow.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Yes, I'm sorry, I cannot find this orb thing.
Okay, well, we'll leave it at that for now, and recommend
Okay.
maybe Nicole can put, we can maybe put the link in the YouTube in terms of the videos that we did before, because we did one with you, we did one with Daryl.
Mhm.
I was gonna link that, our previous discussion, and then I was gonna try to link everybody's YouTube channels or Facebook pages, because I know
Yeah,
we
'cause we-
all have posted a lot of stuff that we just
Because I
don't.
think Annetta and I did 2 1-hour or maybe longer where we go through all the outside photos and the alien that comes up and the alien standing on the roof, and she has
Ah,
some
yes.
pretty
Yeah.
wild stuff.
I know, and you also have a lot of Jeff's who somehow disappeared, but Jeff's photos that he has, we can also.
Yeah, he has the beans too.
So,
Let's go to Tress. Tress, can you share? Because Tress has got really, she's got the, her stuff is the beam stuff. And I don't think most of Tress's stuff is on the internet. She would just send me stuff and I go, where'd you get this from? Oh, she hasn't, I'd say probably, well, I don't know, a couple of percent she's put on, but some of the stuff that Tress got is just almost like daytime stuff. Are you there, Tress? Or your audio is off?
I haven't actually got anything sorted out to share any of my photographs. I didn't know that we were going to do that. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Tress, I can link to Echo Whispers. You do have some of your stuff posted on your Facebook group. So
Yeah, the first lot is not mine, so you have to go down a wee bit. There is one at the near to the top that I put up recently.
okay, we can do that. Daryl, are you ready? Smiles.
There we go. Get ready for a circus here. This is
Here. Well, I tried to keep it to like 12, that's what you said, keep it to 12.
yeah.
So,
Good luck.
I got tickled with that, and it's like, let's see what we got here. Okay.
You definitely got to do the monastery one. People got to see the monastery one.
Okay.
That's just like wild.
Okay, here. So
you can flip through fast because you've got so many. It's just like breathtaking.
So I just pulled a couple. Oh, great. Where? Oh, okay. So this is the monastery, and okay. So this is up in Shanghai, China, and we were at a Buddhist monastery, and it was the summer solstice, and the monks are literally on inside chanting, and literally thousands of people come to this place every single day, and this the altar right there, and everybody, the individuals that were out here.
Can you go to full screen? You just got the thumbnails on there.
That's just the thumbnail.
Yeah, yes, we just see the thumbnail. or at least I do.
I do too. Yeah.
I had the same problem. I think you have to open the picture and then screen share.
Okay, let me try that then. Mm. You know,
It's worth the wait.
I know. I'm looking at the thumbnails and I'm like, wow, wow.
Let me see here. Okay, stop share. I guess I got to open this up. Let's see. Maybe this one will do. Did I do it?
There you go. There you go.
Hey. Okay. So
Like a
this is
blizzard.
in Shanghai, China, 2016. And what I discovered is, look, wherever you're at, they're at. And if you get that, you get that goosebump feeling, you know, whether it's on the top of your head, the back of your head, your gut, your arms, right side, left side, they're communicating. The books, a lot of the books that were shown earlier, I have a lot of those books. They're beyond photography. Diane Cooper's got a really great one. Tom Dongo, which he's here in Sedona. But these are, so this one, oh, here's another one that you can see the monks in there, and it's still all over. One spot. And then down here, and this guy literally had orbs on his hands.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Let's see, I guess I might be able, yeah, I can zoom in here.
Wow,
So you
that's
can
crazy.
Yeah, so you can literally see that they were all around him there. More. Inside.
The dust has gone away.
Right.
This is my friends down in Florida. This is in Sedona on one of the trails. Oh,
Wow.
interesting orb, you know, down in Miami. But it had intricate designs with it.
Wow.
That one
My
was
friend's
awesome.
backyard in Florida, you know, big, either blue or purple. I'm colorblind, so I can't quite tell.
Now you can't see none of this with the naked eye, right? Correct.
I can feel it, you know,
You just know to take pictures. You get the feeling.
and I kept asking, you know, help me to be able to hear you, to understand you, to feel you, to recognize you, and help me to be able to listen better, because you'll get it, you know, grab your camera, come outside. I don't feel like it, you know, but the moment that you surrender it, you know, and you start doing that, and the more, look, all you need to do is ask, and the more you ask, because they're happy to oblige, you know, they're happy to oblige you.
Wonderful.
They want to communicate with us just as much as we want to communicate with them. You know,
Look at that energy going straight up there.
Mhm.
See, from the ground up, the energy swelling up. It's amazing.
So it's,
This must be diamond dust in the air. It's sparkly diamond dust.
Sugar, Grant says.
you know, so, and it's the veil, the orb, the mist, it all, you'll get it. If you haven't been getting it, you will start to. For this has been, I guess, over 10 years for me. And now this one has the one with an elemental in it, where it's actually the largest elemental I've ever, you know, that showed itself to me ever. Right there.
Wow.
You know, and that was literally along, oh, there's a small one too, along with the other orbs around it. But you can, you know, so they congregate, they hang out, you know, together. So you'll get mist, you'll get orbs, you'll get elementals, you'll get star beings, you'll get the council showing up to interact with you, to speak with you, to share information with you, to download you or to upload you. And all you need to do is be open. If you're open to it, look, if you asked and you want to see, then they're going to show it to you. So don't freak out when you're like, why am I seeing this? Because you asked. You know, you asked to see it. You wanted to know, so they're going to show you. And when you do, you know, like, so it's the moon. I've never seen the moon look quite like that. And it's, you know, no, it wasn't the moon. So it just, you know, how open to, like, and this is that same photo here, but you can see orbs. Look, they'll gather. and they heal people. You'll see them on people, above people. This lady was calling in, and this one right there, right above her. So it's what we're open to. Daytime orbs. This is my sister's house, and my grandmother passed away, and this was a week after she had passed, and I was asking for a sign from her. My nephews are standing right behind me, and they said, "Do you think anything will show up?" I said, "Well, let's take a photo and see." So I took the photo, and this is when I asked for my grandmother to show herself. This is what I got. So you've got different color ones, but clearly they're all they're headed somewhere. Where wherever that
Beautiful.
may be.
Wow, that's wow.
So that's for my grandmother. This is of course the camping trip over friends. I was like, dude, you got something over your head. This is the up at Airport Mesa, one of the vortexes here in Sedona. And thick. I mean, literally, you could feel it. And they were. That's what showed up there. Let's see, Pluto's Cave. This is New Orleans. Was at an Airbnb and stepped outside in the backyard and took that.
Wow.
This is the walking up in West Fork. People like it's a waterfall. It is not a waterfall. I told my girlfriend, I said, I feel something beside you. So I took the photo, and you can see that it may look like a waterfall, but it is not. It literally has its own, it's its own being, and it came up out of the water.
That's you had to have captured that, taken that picture at the perfect time to get it to look like that.
I kept asking to be able to hear them better. So when you get the goosebumps, it's like, hello, there's your spidey sense going off. Follow through. If you follow through, something amazing is going to happen. For the bulk of us is being able to trust. See, because literally we're receiving information that a skeptic is not going to believe anyway. And we're fairly skeptical ourselves, which is why they ask for us. We ask for proof. So then when we get the goosebumps, like now, follow through. If you have your camera with you, go outside or take the picture inside. Doesn't matter. Look, if you got things, lights turning off or on, electronics acting up, doors opening or closing, they're trying to get your attention. It takes a lot of energy to move these things around. So when you actually allow yourself to pay attention to that, this is up at Mount Shasta, Sand Flats, I want to say, right there. My friend calling them in. So if you're open to them, now this one, Airport Mesa, once again, I asked for the Holy Spirit to appear, right? Which in order to say the bird of pure white light. Well, this is what showed up. And as you can see, there's the pure white light bird. Here are the orbs hanging out with it.
Beautiful.
It's always a mixture of activity, right? It's not just orbs. It's a whole bunch of stuff at one time.
Right. So because you literally have all these different beings that are interacting with you from interdimensional, multidimensional, so you have, and think about it, we're beings of like two, right? So depending on what frequency you're at is the way that they're able to communicate with you. And of course, the more that you're able to open up, the more information you're able to receive and take in. The more open you are to it, it's like, how far down the rabbit hole do you want to go? Some people just want to like, I don't know what's down there. And other people like, I can't wait to find out. This is my friend in Pluto K. She said, hey, let's take a picture of you and you take a picture of me and see what shows up. So this is what showed up around my friend Debbie, at Pluto's Cave in Mount Shasta. And it's well known to be, to have portals there. And so this literally, that's what showed up around her. This is in my friend's backyard, and it's a peace pole. And you can see that it has all the different, symbols of peace and whatnot. Interesting that there's the orb hanging out right above it. So these are sentient beings that are fully, aware. They can communicate clearly with us. Here's another one that showed up. This is the Shasta. Oh, the rainbow orb.
Wow, that's awesome.
This Archangel Raziel, just appear as a rainbow or rainbow color orb. And this appeared to me in Shasta. It also appeared to me in my backyard in Sedona. But it has appeared quite a few times. So, you know, big orbs, small orbs, you know, they show up in multitude of ways. My friend's daughter, she kept feeling something around her and nobody wanted to believe her. So like, well, let's take a picture and see. And well, this is, you know, that's what appeared.
Wow.
You know, around her. So, you know, these are just a handful. This one, and you can see that there's some type of aura that's also covering her.
Oh,
You know,
wow, yeah.
So these are, you know, these are things that appear. I didn't put any of the mist or anything like that on there because I didn't think, you know.
Yeah.
when we-
I've got one of your
Yeah,
missed
that's
ones that I'll
called
show.
Orbs.
You know, but these, you know, so orbs can come in a multitude of ways, you know, by themselves or together or moving, you know, around people, you know, literally daytime, nighttime, with elementals of fairies, you know, in backyards, on portals, you name it, they're there. And, you know, so these are
Wow.
just
Fascinating.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
a handful of the ones that I have taken, you know,
Daryl, did you see the yellow one that you've got a face in?
There's-
The last one.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah, I do.
child. That's a young child that's in that one. wanting
Yeah,
to
the face, you
play.
could see the face in there, yeah.
I noticed that too.
which one?
The one with the girl with the there's a little mist
McKenna.
over her, but the one beside her had a face.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Yeah. That was looked pretty clear.
Yeah.
The two little kids.
I know exactly what you're talking about. There she is.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that
No,
one
the
back.
other one. No, the other one.
Yeah, right here.
This one.
Yep.
Yeah, this one here.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's smiling.
You can see the nose and everything.
You know, I call it the Christ consciousness, you know, because it's the golden orb, and it's the first golden orb that ever appeared to me. You know, and McKenna had told me, she said, I believe I was your great grandmother in a past life, you know, and I got chills all over me, you know, and I guess we were at Peru, you know, but that's where she had that vision and she shared that with me. And so when I took this picture, and seeing them like, okay, you know, because literally the next picture, that's where I got the chills over me when she told me that. But as you can see, if kids are around, animals around, they're going to show up. If you ask and invite them, they will show up. If you want to communicate, they will interact. All you need to do is be open. And literally, I just take pictures and ask, you know, and literally, you know, how many signs does it take for you to get it? You know, it's like, well, as many as it takes. It's like, how many licks does it take to get to the center of this zero pop? You know, so this is up in Chihuahua, and this is where you've got the mist along with the orbs, you know, right there. And this is where Kevin was at, Grant, when we were up there.
Kevin Estrella, yeah.
You know, and so these are, and this is up at Window Rock. Just back in June, they invited me up there at the Navajo Reservation, and we started taking pictures. And yeah, this is what was around them. They were started talking star language, and I said, "All right, well, it looks like he caught something in, you know, because this was, you know, what was all around them there." And I told him, said, "Don't freak out," you know. I said, "But you're being followed," you know. So this is the type of things that, you know, that shows up. So we are, I guess, emissaries, you know, to document this, these things, these beings, to show this is where they're all gathering, you know, and calling them in. And it's like they respond if you invite them, you know, and you get a group of like-minded people, you know, wanting them to, you know, show up. Look, they show up. You know, if you get others, they're able to document it. You're going to, you know, to be able to share
Which
these
leads to,
experiences.
that leads to a question I can ask it to anybody wants to jump in. And that is the government has put out this book now, or people formerly at the government, saying that they're interested, they're investigating this stuff. We have, I think, some of the experts on orbs here today who have taken thousands of photographs. Has anybody been contacted by anybody official and asked for help in terms of helping them understand what's going on?
No, I
Negative.
haven't, but
No,
bring it on. I'd talk to him.
no.
Well,
I
that's
think-
what I'm
yeah.
saying, that it appears that they're really not as interested in
Mm.
what's going on. Otherwise, they'd be talking to the people who are actually in the
Mhm.
middle of this thing, which is you people who are the experts, I think.
Yeah.
Or inside, my,
Yeah.
you know, my dog was sitting here and there was one right beside him and then a bigger one, you know, in the house. So
Yeah.
they show up, you know.
Errol, I got a
Oh,
quick
Eric.
question for you.
Sure.
So let's say you're outside and you have the feeling to take a picture. Do you think if someone was standing next to you who doesn't believe in this stuff, took a picture at the same time, do you think they would pick these orbs up, or you think they would pick up nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I've literally had people do that, you know, where we've taken those pictures at the same time and they're covered and, you know, and nothing shows up on theirs. And it's, you know, and spending time with them, you know, over a few days. And by the end of those few days, them, you know, having a shift, you know, to where they're open to it, to where they've had loved ones, you know, they've had dreams about, that have been showing up, you know, communicating with them, but they, you know, they didn't understand it. And then you look at the orb, and then the loved one's faces in the orb. You know, these are the type of things that show up. You know, our loved ones. You know, we're spiritual beings, so you know, and you know, we have
Another question.
Yeah.
Another question for you, Daryl, is
Will you stop your share screen and I'll get mine set up? I think I
Yeah.
might be the last
okay.
one.
I'll just show a few before you.
Go
I've
for
just
it.
got about 3 photographs. Because Tress is here. I've got a couple of Tress's. I'm on the wrong computer. Otherwise, I could show Tress's photos. They're on my other computer. But the one thing I wanted to point out, and Daryl, you can confirm this, that you have this thing where people say, "Oh, it's the camera. You got a special camera, and you're doing the whatever." You've had situations, I believe, where someone is not getting anything on their camera. You pick up their camera, and it appears on their camera as well.
Yeah, and people like, well, what kind of camera do you use? It's like they're just regular cameras. Like this one is a Fuji Nikon. It's a Nikon.
Yeah.
This one is, you know, this is a Nikon too. You know, then I've got like a GE and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what kind of camera you have. You know, it's the person. You know, if you're open to it, and that just doesn't matter. Old camera, new camera, it'll happen. Somebody else's camera.
Yeah, because Janet was using an old point and shoot, and that's what we were using in Canada here. Let me share. I've got this. I'm just going to show these photographs because Tress is on here. Because Tress has got some interesting. Can you see my screen here?
Yeah.
These are the beams that we're talking about. So I mentioned the one Jeff who was here and then left. He's in downtown Chicago. He's in the middle of Chicago. He's getting these things. So this is what we talk about, the beams. You have the mist, the beams, and the orbs. This is yours, Tress, right?
Yep, that's my one. Yep, remember when that one came in? And you can
Yeah.
see at the bottom of the screen, there's a sort of a white round bit underneath it.
Yep.
So it's going actually into the big white orb that's actually on the ground. So it was coming down into the orb that was in the ground. It was linking in with that. It's just that I only caught the bottom of that while that came in. But
Wow. Yeah,
that's
you have
the-
some really spectacular stuff. I would suggest everybody to go to the link that we're going to put up and look at some of your stuff, because your stuff isn't really not that public, but it's a lot of photographs like this, which are sort of, and you see this with the orbs, is like it does, if it were a light being shone, it would go all the way through the sky. But you've got somewhere you can actually see where it stops in the middle of the sky. This is one that you had. I think this is yours. I think you just put this out, right?
Yes, and you can see the being. There's a being in the very middle of it, at the top coming down. There's a wee portal there, and there's a being inside that's dancing around. And all the light beings are all dancing around. I go out and I was singing my songs in my language to the universe, to the trees, and I'm at the back of a cemetery here, so I get a lot of energy from there coming in. And when I sing, I can feel them coming in round me, and sometimes I can actually see the shadows of them around me. So I start taking the pictures, and then this is what comes out in the pictures. They're so happy. You can see they're happy. They just want to enjoy that moment with you and be a part of what you are.
Wow. And
Yeah,
I think this is Annetta's, right?
Yes, that's mine. Yes.
Yeah, the beam. So here again, you see this thing where if it's a light, it's going to go all the way down. It cuts it off, almost like it's doing that on purpose, that it's trying to show you something really weird that doesn't make any sense. Like the light should come all the way
Absolutely.
down. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It is one picture, but with the light here seems like two pictures in one, but it's actually one picture. And the light was covering my left side, the whole left side of my body. And what I found it out, we hadn't time last time to talk about it. Be short. The left side of my hair were growing up very fast, and the right side of my hair on my head. That was
Wow.
unusual with this light, and with the time, find it out too that I started to write. I'm right hand writing, but I'm writing now also with my left hand.
Wow.
So it's fantastic. I don't know what will be next. I will tell you for sure.
Well, I'm honored to have be part of all of you. We're going to go to Nicole. She can show screen, but I'm just honored to have known all the people around the world who are doing this. I say you get to name the phenomena. It's almost like you're living at the time of Jesus or the time when you're making discoveries. You get to name the phenomena. You're the first to bring it to the world, and I appreciate your sharing it with me and with the audience. So Nicole, you want to go ahead now?
Yeah, sure. Let's see, it'll be my turn to have some technical difficulties, but let's test this out here.
You're young, you shouldn't have that trouble.
Hey, I'm not young enough. Do you guys see my share screen?
A couple of years, you'll have Will on here working the whole thing for you.
I hope so. I just wanted to put this picture up. This one, and can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, go full screen there in the middle. Yeah, up.
Yeah, it's blocked. Hang on. Whoop, whoop, whoop. What did
You
I
should
do?
be able to go full screen. Beside the X, the little box beside the X there. No,
Yeah.
up. No, on the,
Well,
on
the other one.
the other one.
I know it's blocked by my share screen. Hang on. Here we go.
There we go. There we go. That one was getting eaten.
I think this is my video. Hang on one second. Yeah,
Beautiful.
just about a minute
Wow.
long.
Wow.
And when was that taken?
This was taken 2 years ago.
Is that when you contacted me that you're leaving and you're going out of town? That they were seeing the thing? Is that when that happened?
No, this was one that I actually recorded from my tablet when I was
Wow.
sitting out one night. And this
Any
was
messages
before
from it?
I knew about CE5. This was before anything.
Wow.
But you see, it kind of comes in and then it'll come, or it goes out and it'll come back.
That's pretty cool.
Nope, it's back.
Wow.
This is what
Beautiful.
they
Amazing.
do for me. And this was actually kind of far away and I zoomed in on it. So you could see it kind of like comes in and comes out. But yeah, I don't know. I've never said that
With your naked eye.
a structured craft. No, it hung out in the sky for a few minutes. Of course, I always get like nervous or scrambled and I grab a device, but sometimes, and I used to get really fed up. I bought like expensive cameras, point and shoot cameras, Polaroid cameras, but I seem to be one of those experiencers that have technology fails. Like I'll take all this stuff with me and then none of it'll work. It'll be charged in the
Welcome.
brain. Like,
What a feeling.
Welcome.
okay, let me see.
They want you to work at it. They're not going to give it to you for free.
I know, and I did have to work for that. It was like 20 years before I was able to get anything on camera, anything. This one, I just like to point out when we talk about these things, this was one of the official Mystery Wire releases. And that one in the center here, is seen all over the place. That's an orb. That's an
Okay.
orb, folks.
Okay, hang on. Just before you go back to that, click on that screen again. We had Janet who actually just contacted me and said that she had to go out. She's got the right-hand photograph identical. She sent it to me from California,
This
about
one?
5 different photographs in the middle of the afternoon, identical photographs. She filmed, she's got a lot of orbs. We're bringing her on for orbs, but she filmed that in California.
This is
I
what
looked
people
identical.
call the Batman balloon, but
Batman balloon.
historically it's been known as the shield or a shield. And some people say it has even appeared back as far as Roman conquest times.
Yeah, it's too bad. We didn't have, if I had it, I would show you the, it's identical. And just to make a point on the Batman balloon, this is absolute nonsense. I live in, and Janet can confirm, when you got a Mylar balloon, we live here where it's like 20 or 30 below. When it's 20 or 30 below, your Mylar balloon will disappear into nothing. It will completely shrink down. And if they say that's a Mylar balloon at 35,000 feet or whatever, they're absolutely insane. There would be nothing left of a Mylar balloon at 35,000 feet.
Yeah,
because
welcome to
it gets bigger
Winnipeg.
and colder.
I actually made a video about that. I actually bought the Batman balloon and released it and recorded it.
You did, John. That
Yeah,
was
I
good.
did.
This is Bob McGuire's 3 orbs in the triangle.
There you go. I don't think I've ever seen this before. This is at Chris's place?
No, this is out Bob McGuire's front door at his house.
What did Bob think it was?
He, I think, somewhat thinks it's the hitchhiker phenomenon from the Bledsoe visit. But, you know, Bob's an experiencer as well. So I think the high strangeness is starting to find him on his own.
There you go.
But you know, Bob, he has cameras set up all over his property and they kind of automatically get tripped. And this was what was out. He said he was sitting in his recliner. It gave an alarm that his camera had been triggered and he walked outside and they were flying away. But this was the little like 30-second clip that he sent me.
Wow. And play one more time. And people should know that Bob McGuire was a high-level scientist, mathematician with the Institute for Defense Analysis, which is a top military think tank organization. He's no slouch. He's a pretty high, powerful guy that knows.
Right.
You know,
And there is more.
he's got film cameras set up everywhere.
There is a longer video to this. I think that's just all Bob could send me via like Facebook or something. So
I'll thank him for that. That's wonderful.
I will.
They're moving. They're movements from left and the right side too. If you, yes. Left and right, beginning and the end. I don't know if you say it, just like lights. I don't know.
You see you can see like the light like this. I think this is from his actual like doorbell camera. So it's one of those interesting bits. But here, I'll stop my screen share. That's all I have to share. I do think it's important, and I am so honored that all of you joined here today. I think it's important. I know we like to poke the bear and say, oh, they've got it wrong. But at least when we come out and we come together and share these stories, at least it's a more fully rounded discussion instead of like, oh, this is just scary and terrifying, or it's an attack, or whatever the frenzied orbs did to that guy. I'm sorry. Maybe they were just trying to get your attention.
Yeah, and it does balance out the story that's being told, and people have to know. That's what I asked. Has anybody been contacted? Because you would think that if you're really trying to figure out what this is, you'd go to people like we have on today, and there are a lot more that didn't show up today who have been doing this for years, have been photographing this, have photographs and can be talked to, but nobody's talking to these people, and I consider them. Maybe we can go around everybody give a final comment as to what people should remember. What do you think is important about this in terms of what's happened and whether you do it again? Of course, I guess you do it again because everybody's totally obsessed, like Diane.
Well, I mean, I think it's very important that we should have more and more groups like this, more Zoom groups talking about orbs, other species and that, because it's bringing other people together to watch, and people that maybe doesn't really understand what's going on. And when they see groups like this taking place, they'll open their minds to thinking more about what's happening around us. I mean, I always say that if the humans can't live in peace and they kill each other all the time, no other species is going to come to this planet, because if the humans are killing each other, what are they going to do to the other species if they step off these crafts? You know, so it's something to think about. But I just feel that we have to have more love, more caring, more thought towards each other, and start thinking about outside your bubble, about what's around us. Start opening your mind to what's around us and asking more questions to the people that know what's happening around us. So, yes.
Well, one question for you, because one thing always struck me was you find in the experiencer movement, a lot of people are into Gaia, they're into nature, and they're into animals. You're into animals. Can you just speak a little bit about the effort that you do in terms of animals?
Well, I run my own Scottish animal charity. I have done for almost 30 years. I'm an animal activist. I look after animals. I fight for the rights of animals. I'm vegan. I was vegetarian all my life, except when I was a child, growing up till I was about 16. Then I became a vegetarian when everything started clicking in my head that it wasn't right. And looking at what was on my plate, I couldn't look at it. I realized that it was my brothers and sisters, so I couldn't do that. When I was a child, I used to go up to the farm. I never would wear clothes as a child. Mum used to come out and pick my clothes up all the time. I didn't want to wear clothes. I used to go up to the farm. I used to sit on the wall where all the pigs were, and they would tell me how they felt about their life, about what things were happening to them. And I used to get so emotional because I couldn't do anything for the animals at that age. And then I just grew up knowing that I was so different from everybody else, trying to tell people, not tell people, but contact with people and say to them, you know, try and do it this way, not that way. And, you know, there's too much greed in the world. We don't need all the stuff that we're actually hoarding in our houses, all the stuff that we're buying. We don't need that. We need more love. We need more time to look at nature, to look at all the animals, the foxes, the badgers. I mean, I go out there filming at night time, and I have 6 badgers and a lot of foxes that sit round me, and I feed them whatever, their fig biscuits or whatever it is. But I'm with nature all the time, so they trust me and they come to me, and I feel for them and I link in with them. I speak to them telepathically and I know what they're saying. So it's just my life. It's been like that, and it's a wonderful life. I can't ask for any more, apart from now there that I've moved on a shift, and now I'm opening up to all the elements that I'm now being told to do from my peers, from my planet, that now I'm getting all these downloads and telling me what I have to do. And Tibrin is here with me. He's been here with us all night. He's a small grey who's been with me since a child, and he thanks you all so much for all the information that you're putting out there to the people, because they want this to happen. And as I say, he's always around me, he's always guiding me. And for the orbs, my orbs heal people. They have healed people. They do so much good, and they've helped me to keep my well-being all my life when things have gone wrong. And they're out there to be helpful to the humans. And as I say, to love. Love is the most important thing on this planet, especially at this time, what we're all going through. Instead of thinking bad things or negative things, turn it around to a positive thing. Don't have negative in your life, and look forward to goodness that's going to happen. And sending that out to the universe will bring back all the elements of all the energies and the orbs with so much love and positiveness and goodness to everyone, that the whole planet will shift.
Beautiful.
That's
Annetta,
all I say.
beautiful, a beautiful
Yes.
message. Annetta, can you beat that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, I also began with the time to not eating meat anymore, loving animals, loving trees, loving the whole planet and the whole people on this planet and far away. And my message to all this story with the Skinwalker Ranch is that we guys, we have to go there and take pictures there. You know,
Yeah,
that will be the
That's awesome.
message
yeah.
to the world. Yes, what is the reality of all this
Mhm.
phenomena?
We've got the contact to the guy who owns it. We'll propose it and see what he says.
Yeah,
Yes, that will be great.
yeah.
Grant.
Daryl, you want to go next?
We are ambassadors. We are universal ambassadors, and we speak for those that are unable to speak. We whether whoever we were in our past lives, our souls have done this before. It's very familiar to our souls. Um, we're open to them as they're open to us. We're able to receive this information and share it to others. So whether, high priest, high priestess, galactic counselors or whatever we are to one another, this is something that our souls agreed to do. Um, our star brothers and sisters are very much like us, and you have some of them that just can't get along either. They want to go around fighting and acting crazy, and you have others that want to bring peace, love, knowledge, and information. So you have those that want the information for healing, for love, for growth, and you have those that want it for power, control, and manipulation. You know, and so we find ourselves, even the insects do it, even the animals do it. So you literally have every single species in the universe, playing out these same patterns and behaviors. And for those that figure it out, they're called to share the message and the information to those who are open or want to understand it. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. And this is only going to continue. Literally we've just witnessed, if anything, you just give yourself the past, how much information has become available literally over the past year. More coming. For those that are open to do that, look, we're being assisted clearly. And if you're comfortable with stepping forward to do this, amazing and great things are going to happen. Literally, look, this is something that I was not even, seeing, years ago, but here we are, like-minded individuals sharing what we've been called to do. So I'd say that's quite remarkable. Our love and light is definitely needed right now on this world because it's going through it. But usually when there's mass chaos happening, that something remarkable is going to come afterward. So I'd say for us to continue to support one another, lift each other up, be gentle with ourselves as best we can, because look, you got those that just are not going to accept it, acknowledge it, or be at peace with it no matter what. That's just who they are. And you have those that are going to seek you out because they're guided to you. I imagine that we'll do just fine continuing to follow the path we're guided to follow, as long as we listen and trust it. Your intuition is never off, it's never wrong. And you have all these divine beings that are assisting us. If we ask for a sign or a message, or we get it. So that's for us to be able to acknowledge it. Ask the right questions and you will get the right results. And I believe that's what we're being called to do. For those that have the courage and strength to step into this, we're delightfully finding that we're watched over, guided, and assisted in all ways. So how awesome is that? Super grateful for this. I had no idea if my computer would act right today. That's why I logged on just to see, because sometimes my electronics don't want to act right, when you're about to do things like this and you're like, oh, right, really? So I turned it on and it worked. So I was like, okay, because other times, nope, not happening. So I'm super grateful, for all of this. It's been a great experience. All of you are awesome. And what do you know, soul brothers and soul sisters? It seems like we are cut from the same cloth. So apparently we've all been in the same mystic schools, doing this before. Earth the goosebumps.
That was
I
beautiful.
would be quite delighted for us to be able to unite and be together. Any of those places, the Bradshaw Ranch, Skinwalker, Shasta, these are all places that hold remarkable energy. And I would imagine that if we have the ability to be there, then I would absolutely know for certain that something quite remarkable which reveal itself to us, which who knows, that may be what they're working on and planning, right?
Wonderful. Janet, how about you? Any closing remarks?
If Earth is the learning school and we're all here to learn, right? What did your mom say on the first day of school is be kind and gentle and play nice. Make friends, that's how you make friends. So I think, the Earth is in a turmoil. We can see all that. And I think because we've been given this ability to see the energy in the others, I think it's up to us to bring calm and understanding. And for the people that will listen and hear that, I have a great love for animals and all that too. I do more with plants. I'm a seed analyst by nature, so that's so we're all earth creatures, right? So let's do this again. I'm in.
And wonderful art behind you. You got your metal art behind you there that people should see.
Yeah.
Your house is full of it. Beautiful. Okay, Nicole, John next, I guess.
Oh, I think John might have just had to take a phone call. But
Oh, okay.
he paused it.
Sorry about that.
It's all right.
First of all, it was awesome seeing everybody's evidence. I'm surprised everybody's footage is a little different than the next person, but it's kind of all the same thing.
Yeah.
I've only been recording this stuff for a year. I'm a baby in all this, I recorded these orbs by accident. It wasn't something I was looking for. Before all of this, I've had abductions and missing time, out of body experiences, all that kind of stuff throughout my life. Last year I had a moment where I used to be fearful my whole life. I just had a moment where I felt the fear just leave. And it was a week later, the orbs were just coming like that fast. My whole life changed once I wasn't afraid anymore. And my experiences went up 1,000%. It's amazing. For me personally, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on in my life. This is more of a personal thing than anything. I feel like I'm a alien or a paranormal attraction. I feel like things like to come and look at me, and the orbs are just a piece of the puzzle. Especially with having the alien beings in the orbs, which they look at the camera I feel like they want me to see them. It's been amazing. I'm looking for I've seen the orbs with people show pictures that have the plasma inside and stuff. I would love to see stuff like that, but right now it's aliens and ghost orbs. It's different than everybody else's, but somewhat similar. But
well, John, I think you're on a good path. Like Daryl said, I think we might be in different points of this path or different concentric rings, in the journey, but we'll all get there at our own pace. And I think one thing that I do like to point out is that a lot of us see something in the sky and it sends us on this outward journey for a long time. But what we really discover after years of searching is that this is just as much an inward journey as it is an outward search for something. And once we accept that and all the high strangeness that comes in between, the experiences do change for people. And just for my closing note, I think what comes to mind with any experience and myself is, like we've all said, it's love, joy, and peace. And if we can love ourselves and love those around us and find joy in the smallest things, then it's not that we all have to get along to find peace, but we will all have an inner peace that maybe will bring us together. So thank you very much for everybody for being here. Thank you to the YouTube audience that's tuning in, even if there were some naysayers in there. Sorry you didn't stick around, but that's how these things go.
Can I make one comment before I go, please?
Absolutely, please.
I didn't realize till I started getting into the orb thing. I feel like it's frowned upon in the community. Like it's something people don't want to talk about or people don't take seriously. Like if you took 7 people here, if you took all of our evidence and put it in one package, I don't understand how people can still question it. It really blows my mind.
They're
Very
at their
easily.
spot in the journey. That's all you can say. They're at their
Or-
spot in the journey.
Or John, as I said, I mean, it's fine to be skeptical and to say we're investigating it. But I would say there's definitely over 1 million photographs have been taken of orbs. And if they have not talked to the people who've taken these photographs open-mindedly and not make assumptions, how can you say you're investigating when there's 1 million photographs and you haven't even looked at them yet? You haven't talked to the people. That's why I asked the question to people. Has anybody been contacted by these people? They're not really interested. That's not what the mission is. You are the experts on this. Keep it in mind. Just keep filming. And eventually it's like UFOs. I mean, in 1975, when I started, I always tell the joke. If you saw a UFO, you were crazy. If you saw 2 UFOs, even the people in the UFO community would not talk to you because they thought you were crazy because they used to think it was a random phenomena. It's come a long way. And as Max Planck said, the father of quantum physics, science, and I would add ufology, advance one funeral at a time. Eventually, we will become known as the people who had the answers. And everybody, that's why I say you're going to be in a situation where everybody's going to want to know, see your photographs, and these people knew and they were so lucky. And so just keep going and realize that everybody's at whatever stage they're at, and that eventually I've seen the last chapter and we win.
Sounds good to me.
Yay.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. and
Thank
good
you.
Everybody.
We'll
Thank
talk
you, everyone.
soon.
Great.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.